Hey, what's up, YouTube? I just wanted to talk about a couple things that I've been thinking about. You know, as black people, we kind of use the term black community a lot, and I've used it too. But I think I'm going to stop saying that word or that term because I think really there is no black community. When you really think about it, there is no black community. And I think we've fallen asleep to that if we ever knew that. Because it's like when you think about a community, you get the things that you need from that community. Your resources come from that community. You know, if you want to get, if you have businesses, a community should have businesses, you know, a place you go for health, food, whatever. You know, that's a true community. If you don't have those things, then your life is at the, mercy of another community. And that's really the situation that we're in as black people as a whole. You know, as a whole, we're not really a community, even though we use that term. And it's sort of like, this is the thing we're supposed to be trying to build, is a real community. Why? Because we don't have one and all the other people do have communities. You know, when you think of the black community, you might think of like the hood, you know, but that's not a community. Just because you see a bunch of black people living in one spot, that's not a community. The hood, you're dealing with what they call the ghetto, right? You know, in Nazi Germany, the Jews had Jewish communities, okay? What made them Jewish communities is they knew how to make their own businesses and be self-sufficient. Even if they're in other people's land or another person's community, they knew how to make their own community within that community. And what happened was, the Nazis started killing them, removing them from that community, and putting them in what? Ghettos. They were called ghettos. They put them in ghettos and started killing them, right? So this is the same type of thing that happened to black folk, right? Now, what's going on today is people are in ghettos, but those places where people live in ghettos or in black neighborhoods, the people that have all the resources are the Chinese or Arabs or all the other people. Gas stations, stores, grocery stores, everything is controlled. All the resources that black people need are controlled by other people, not by us. Very few black business, if any, basically no black businesses at all. We just live amongst other people who are able to make money on their own, and we just get jobs. That's not a community. So even when you move out of the ghetto and people go into the middle class areas, suburbs, you say, well, that's the black community. That's not the black community either. That's black people who move into houses and live in different areas amongst a white community. You don't own any businesses. You just live amongst another community. This is what we got to get out of. Because as long as we accept these things and don't expect better, we won't see better, and we'll still be marching and we'll still be begging for other people to give us things instead of us getting them ourselves and being self-sufficient as a people. This is the reason why we need to be self-sufficient as a people. Why do we need to be self-sufficient as a people? Because we need to be a community. Well, we are a community. No, we're not. This is why we need each other. This is why we don't have time for all this anti-black, anti-pro-black sentiment that's going around now. Because we are in a crisis situation on every level as black people. And we need to stop being asleep on these issues. So, when you deal with the community we got to start forming an actual black community. Now, I hear there's a few small like a couple communities here and there that are actual black communities. I just heard of some. I need to look more into that. But as far as us as a people, we're not a black community anywhere. We're just part of the white community. You know, we've been assimilated. Black people are assimilated into a white community, but we've never tried to be a community ourselves. And this is why we're always in the situation we're in, and we're always dissatisfied with what happens to us, because we refuse to change that. And it has to be us that changes it, not look for somebody else, beg for somebody else to do it. And it's time for us to be thinking about this serious. Because it's something we gotta do. It's like every other person, culture, people are doing it except us. And we feel like, oh, we don't really have to do that. You know. So, you know, it's just something to think about, man. I mean, we need to start having the mindset of having our own. That's what I'm getting at. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody else is doing it. You got Chinatown. You got Little Italy and all that. You know, they're doing it. We need to start trying to do that. So that was my thought, you know, just thinking about that today. So I'm going to be dealing with the whole Bill Cosby thing later on, because I got some stuff to say about that. But peace to you all. And that's it.